You're careful about what you eat and what products you use, and you want the same healthy life for your beloved pets. You've been searching the internet and social media for natural solutions to your pet's issues, and you're trying to find ways to prevent issues from cropping up in the first place. But everywhere you look, you find different answers, varied opinions, and you just end up more confused. Your pet is a part of your family. He deserves the best, and he deserves to live a long, healthy life. I'm here to tell you that it can be easy, that taking care of your pet naturally doesn't have to be a headache for you. I'm going to talk to you about everything natural wellness, including what to feed your pet, how to use herbs and essential oils, massage and hands-on techniques, meditation, communication, and energy healing. If it's natural, it's worth talking about. In this podcast, you'll learn everything you need to know about taking care of your pet naturally, for life. I'm Corine, and this is the Enlightened Animal Podcast. Hi there, and welcome to this episode of the Enlightened Animal Podcast. In this episode this week, I wanted to talk a little bit about auras in animals. So if you have been following me lately, you may have noticed that I am offering commissions of pet portraits, but with their auras. So basically it's, I receive an image of your pet, a photograph of your pet that I use as a reference image, and I draw them realistic. I do realism as my style. So I draw a realistic portrait of your pet, but then instead of having like a landscape in the background, which I can also do, but if that's what you would rather see, but that's not the topic of conversation today. But what I do is, as I'm working with the reference photo, I really am absorbing the personality of the animal and who they are as a being, and that then reflects in the aura that I see. And then I finish, after I'm finished drawing the pet portrait, I create their aura behind them, and I sell those as commissioned art pieces on framed canvas. And I also then send you information about their aura, and I send you with the painting an animal design report that kind of goes more in depth into who they are energetically as a being. So it's a really wonderful way, one, to have a lovely piece of artwork of your pet, but also to really get more information about who they are as a being, their personality, their mood, and kind of learn more about them. And then also have this reminder that you can put up on your wall of who they are as this beautiful soul being. And so what I wanted to do today was just talk to you a little bit about auras in animals, because maybe you don't know anything about them. So I could just give you more of a little bit of a descriptive nature of what auras in pets are. So as you know, all beings have auras, which is, it's the energy, their essence that they are born with, and that is still around after they pass. And there are different layers of auras, different, like humans have 7 layers of auras, and the aura of mammals are a bit different than those of humans, because mammals only have 3 or 4 layers. And instead of it kind of going, with a human, because we're vertical, it's kind of around us and kind of up. With a mammal, it's kind of a horizontal ellipse around their body, and then it kind of progresses outwards into, the exterior kind of radiates out from their body. And some layers are very, very close in, like right on the tips of their fur or on their claws. And then other layers are larger. So they have 3 main aura layers. They have their species layer, their mood layer, and their personality layer. And each one of these is connected to their main active chakras, because, if you know about chakras, we have 7. We have like the lower internal levels and then the higher ones. And animals, their main active chakras are their root chakra, their sacral chakra, and their solar plexus. And so their auric layers are related to those 3 chakras in their body. They all animals have a species layer, species aura, and obviously this is related to their individual species, and it's really strongly related to physical needs, sexual needs, that sort of thing, and it's not really visible in pets because the species aura is kind of very primal, and so it's very visible in wild animals. But in pets, domesticated pets, they have it, but it is very faint. It's usually around their paws and their claws, but it's not really visible because they are integrated into our existence, and they don't have such a strong physical needs for survival and that sort of thing that at the species level. It's there, it's just not very visible to us. And then their second auric layer is their mood aura. Now this is related to the sacral chakra, and I didn't say that the species aura is related to the root chakra, which makes sense. That's survival of, it's kind of primitive. And so the mood aura is related to the sacral chakra, and it really changes, the colors change based on their moods, on their feelings, and what's going on in that exact moment. So it's kind of more of a snapshot auric layer. It changes frequently. It can change throughout the day. It can change, hourly, dependent on the environment and that sort of thing. And so unless someone gives me a photo where there's a really strong mood involved, like this dog is super excited when the photo's taken care of, or is super scared, or something has just happened, I tend not to look at that auric level when I'm drawing, because it's really just a snapshot in time. But sometimes if they're super, super excited, or they're super fearful, or something happened while the photo is being taken, then sometimes the mood aura can kind of overtake the personality aura and hide it. So that happens occasionally, but it's really, really rare. Usually when a person is taking a photo of their animal, it's either when they're relaxed, or it's not any kind of extreme moment, unless it was like, at an agility competition or something, there was some extraneous thing. But usually the photos are taken, they're on a walk or at their home, or that sort of thing. So it's more of a calm environment. And then the personality aura, which is the third outermost layer, is usually the dominant one that's easily noticeable. So the personality aura corresponds to the solar plexus chakra, and this remains consistent, or pretty consistent, throughout the life of the animal. And it's their true personality. It's truly who they are as a being, and that is the auric layer that I tend to represent in my paintings, because I want to bring forth their true personality and not just the mood they were in when the photo was taken. There is a fourth auric layer called the soul aura. Now, not all animals have this. This is really only highly intelligent, intellectual animals that have really strong telepathic links. They're animals that might end up being, the medical assistance animals, or rescue animals. It's a certain subcategory of animals that have these additional qualities, and they will have what's called the soul aura, which is a fourth layer of their aura. And so I just wanted to quickly kind of explain to you the colors but based on their personality aura. I won't go into all the other aura layers and their colors because we'll be here all day. I just wanted to kind of give you an overview. And so that way, when you look at the photos that I have on my socials or on my website that I use as examples, so you can see the paintings that I've done of my own pets, and you can see their auric layer, and you can get an idea of what it means. And obviously, if you commissioned a piece from me, I would go much more into depth, not as light as I'm going to go in this podcast episode, but this is just to kind of give you a little overview of how pet auras work, an understanding of them, very basic, simple understanding of them, and kind of go over the different colors that you can see at the personality level of your pet. So we're just going to kind of go in order of the rainbow. So the first one is red. Now, animals with, or I should say mammals with red aura, personality auras, are animals that tend to be fearless. They have fearlessness, they're ready for action, they tend to be action takers, they tend to be very bold and confident animals. And so they will have a red aura. Now, each auric layer has different shades. So there can be like a pale red or a really sharp red or a muddy red, and those will have different connotations. I'm going to just tell you the standard, nice, bright, clear, not pale, not sharp, not muddy, just the nice, bright, clear auric levels. In case anyone does know about auras and goes, well, what about this? I just want to clarify that I'm just explaining the most standard color prism in each color wheel. So again, red is fearless, ready for action, very confident, bold animals. Then you have the orange auric layer. Now, if you've seen any of my recent auric paintings, my dog Davis has an orange auric personality layer. And orange are pets that are by nature loners. They give love on their own terms, which is very much Davis. They like to spend time alone. They aren't necessarily super social animals. And so, yeah, they're just kind of, they have their own unique way of showing love, and they're not ones that want to be in large households with a lot of people. They don't like a lot of noise, a lot of commotion. Davis can spend hours sitting out in the garden just staring out and, looks like he's meditating, staring out into the distance, just, ignoring all the other dogs. And, or when people come over, he'll go into the back of the house and doesn't want to socialize with strangers in the house, and that's very much an orange personality. So then we move on to the yellow personality aura, and yellow auras, they're really easily trained, but they're also very easily bored, and they really like new tasks or learning new things all the time. And if you just teach them one thing and you want it repeated over and over again, they can get easily bored and kind of tire of that. But they're amazing companions if you live alone, because they do prefer adults to children. And they are great for either adult-only households or people who live alone and just really want to focus their energy and their love on their pet. Training them and doing things with them so that they don't get bored. Then we have the green aura. Now, if you've seen my drawings, you'll see that my Izzy is a green aura. Now, green pets are pets that love you unconditionally. They are just absolutely in love with you. They have unconditional love. They will do anything for you. They just exude. They have those, love eyes. They just really are that pet that just is like, I'll do anything for you. I love you so much. They don't necessarily like being alone for very, very long periods of time because they have this extreme love for you. And so they always want to be around you or near you. Which is also like Izzy. Then you have the blue auric personalities. Now, a blue dog, I was going to say dog, but pet, a blue mammal, they're very wise and they are very tuned in to the needs of their humans. And so much so that they may need to be the only pet in a household because they're very hyper tuned in and hyper focused and have a hard time, may have a hard time sharing with others. And they do love a routine. They love schedules. They love a routine. When there isn't a routine, it can upset them and kind of throw them for a loop. Next, you have the purple auras. Now I have Lenny, and he is a purple aura. And purple auras are really special. Purple auric pets are clairvoyant and mystical. They have strong telepathic links either with you or with other pets or with pets that have passed. And they really connect easily to the presence of a former pet or of a deceased loved one. And with Lenny, if any of you have been around me for a long time, Lenny was the brother of Lucas. Lucas was my soul dog. He was deaf from birth and also epileptic and just the purest soul you could ever meet. And when that litter was born, we're going to keep Lucas because he was handicapped, and Lenny was supposed to go elsewhere, but somehow Lenny became invisible, probably by his own design, to anyone who came to visit the litter. And no one really saw Lenny, and no one ever really asked about Lenny or was interested in Lenny. And what we started noticing is that Lenny and Lucas were very attached, and Lenny almost became kind of Lucas's guide dog, and kind of disappeared in the background in order to be there solely for Lucas. So we kept Lenny because we saw this. And when Lucas passed, Lenny's personality emerged, but at the same time, there was always this really strong connection. You could kind of tell he was always still connected to Lucas in some way. And so this purple telepathic clairvoyant aura makes so much sense with him because he's still connected to Lucas, and there still is this very strong link to his brother that's quite noticeable when you know him and you really watch him. So it's quite fascinating. The next auric color, personality auric color, is pink. Now pink is patience and gentleness. These are animals that are carers. They're wonderful with children. They're very gentle. They're very calming and just lovely, sweet souls. There's the brown aura. And the brown aura are the protector dogs. They're really good protectors. They love large families. They love lots of people, lots of other animals. They just are gatherers. They really enjoy everything coming together. And they also are wonderful dogs, or pets. I say dogs because I have dogs, but I am talking about all mammals. They are really animals that love the outdoors, whether that's alone or with you. But because they love large families, they really do love being outside with the whole family, with large gatherings, whether that's large gatherings of other animals, again with the dogs, sorry, large gathering of other animals, and people. They're really they have this collective mentality to them. And then there's the gray auric field, or the gray auric personality. Now, these are animals that are really happiest and liveliest in the evening. They tend to sleep a lot during the day or find hiding places during the day, and then they just come alive in the evening and at night. And one thing to know about them, though, is that they can have an anxious quality to them. So it's something to be mindful of. And then finally, last but not least, is the black aura. Now, the black aura is really a transition aura. There aren't animals that have black auras their whole lives. A black aura, when it's visible, means that it's an old animal or a sick animal, that they're nearing the end of their life, or occasionally it can be an animal that's been abused in the past or treated cruelly, and they will have this black aura until they get past, if they have some sort of PTSD or trauma around the cruelty, they can carry this, they can have this black aura for a while, and then it will change once they have healed. So regardless whether it's end of life or old or trauma, a black aura is never an aura that, it's the only aura in the personality auras that doesn't remain that way, because as I said at the beginning of this talk, that usually personality auras are consistent throughout their life. This is the only one that's not consistent throughout their life. It really is a transition aura, and it is only in a present for a short period of time in the animal's life. So that's kind of an overview of all the auras, and how how they can be present, and what they mean when you see them in an auric painting, so you can understand a little bit. So even if you don't know the animal, if you see an auric painting about the animal and you understand the colors, you can kind of get an idea of what type of personality that animal has. So I hope you found that interesting, and if you are fascinated and would like to go deeper with me, like I said, I accept commissions on pet portrait paintings, aura paintings, as well as my animal design readings, so you can get to know your pet on a deeper energetic and auric level. And if you like this, please do like and share it with others, and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. And if you want to have a chat with me, you can find me on my website, enlightenedanimal.com, or on all my social channels. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, a little bit on TikTok, and on YouTube at Enlightened Animal. Singular, one animal, Enlightened Animal. So thanks so much, and I'll chat with you on the next episode. Have a lovely day, and give your pet a big hug for me. All right, bye-bye. Thank you for listening to this podcast. If you're the kind of person who likes to help others, then share this with your friends and family who have pets. If you have found value, they will too. If you have questions, I'm here to help. Email me questions at contact@enlightenedanimal.com, and I may use your question for a future podcast episode. If you want more, check out my website at www.enlightenedanimal.com. Finally, I have a personal request. Please leave a review wherever you're listening to this podcast, ideally a positive one, so we can reach more people and help more animals' lives. Thanks for listening.